Look, it doesn't make it any easy because we are playing the very same Orlando Pirates that is on form, that is doing very well in the continent and in the domestic league. So for us, we have to make sure that we put in the same fight, the same effort that we showed the last two games that we played. And we are a team that is improving by each and every game, especially with the new recruitments that are coming, the players that are we are getting to come and boost the team. So we know that Orlando Pirates at Orlando Stadium is not easy to play. As Siwelele FC, we are preparing very well, and we are a team that is contributing a lot, especially in the country now. We have our three of our starters there with the under 20 national team, but we are still continuing. We are playing. We're still showing a good signs, and we are ready. It's not, but to answer your question, it's not going to be. It doesn't make it easy, but we'll go and give a fight.
Thank you, Coach. Let's take questions from the floor, colleagues. Just can't see where the microphones are. The roving mics. I see hands. Kia, I think. Oh, okay. We still have hands there. I see a few hands already. Let's start with Ntako. I've noted, I think it was in two. Someone else on this side.
Good afternoon, Coach. Maybe firstly, how much confidence do you take from the fact that Orlando Pirates haven't done well in this particular competition, and even for Siwelele, how much will a good cup run do for the club, just considering where you are to?
I think you are as good as your last game. They have won two games, and it makes them the informed team. And yes, you're right. The cup, there's always a different vibe when you're playing a cup. But if we're gonna go there and say we know that Orlando Pirates hasn't done well in this cup, we'll be making a big mistake because we are looking at the current form, the way they are doing at the moment. They are doing very well, and we'll have to make sure that we put our best foot forward at Orlando.
Thank you, Coach. Let's move on to Uto. Then Temba will be next one.
Greetings, Coach, and Thomas from Far Post. Coach, you recently played Pirates, and you played them last season as well. How different are they from the team they were last season, and what are some of the insights that you picked from the games that you played recently that you'll use going into the weekend game?
I think Orlando Pirates is the team that is always doing very well. They've got a lot of quality players, and I don't think there is much that you can say because I think their scouting system is doing a good job because the kind of players they acquire or they bring in the club they fit exactly to their style of play. So with Orlando Pirates, you'll expect that speed that will always be there, the combination that will be there if you leave them, and they use the width very well, and of course, on the right you are sure you will find speed more on the right, on the left, you'll find players that they'll give you width, but they'll come into half space and cut inside and take shots to at goals. And yeah, maybe I can say that to mention the defense, it's a bit the two centre backs. I think at the moment they are the strongest center pairing that the league in the league, one of the strongest in the league. So I think they are making difference, and hence the team when they going forward, they can go with fluidity because they know that defensively, I think that is where I can say that there's a huge change that you can see that is happening. And goal scorers, anyone can score it on the Pirates. So you're not gonna say you're gonna look at Mahopa or Mabasa, Rayleigh, there's Velebele, there's Muremi, So is the team that is, you have to look at yourself more than looking at them, because them you know exactly what you'll expect, but you just need to make sure that you got yourself and you play. You don't get there and then be scared. That's one thing that we are trying to instill in our team, that we don't have to be scared. We have to play. But I can promise you, we are not looking to play a pretty football, and our supporters, I'm sure they will agree with us that where we are, the way things are going, we are just looking to get results. How is not that of a good concern for us, as long as we can manage at the end of the 90 minutes or 95 minutes, we can have points or we have won the game. That is exactly what we are building towards at the moment.
Temba?
Temba Shawala, Joseph from Sports Coach. I'm looking at the squad that you have, and new addition has been Zakire Nepasa. He is one of the most prolific players, strikers in the country, but he has not had much game time in the past. How have you seen him, and how is he going to be helpful playing against the team that he might have a little score to settle with, which is Orlando Pirates?
One thing that I picked up when I first met him, especially at training, is that the guy is still happy to be in football. Sometimes when you have been out for long, then you lose the interest. He looked very happy, and I had a chat with him. Even his teammates had a chat with him that was very funny. And there were supporters, you know, they were waiting for him. Everybody, like you said, we know that he's a prolific striker, he's a finisher, and everybody's waiting for him to see him. But I can tell you that we have seen how far he is, and for sure, we have had a conversation with him. He still needs to work. We still need to help him to get into, not even to fitness. There are a lot of elements that we have to work on with him, and we have spoken to him about them, and injury is not one of them. You know that people say no, he's limping or whatever. After the operation, you know, sometimes you tend to get into the certain way of doing things because you're still trying to, that the mind is still taking you there. But I can tell you that it's 100% pain free. So it's just for us to make sure that the fitness wise is getting. We are not even looking for match fitness because we know that he can play, but we are looking at a lot of sharpness here and there, and then make sure that he can still, now we can help him, especially in terms of, you know, the movement around the box. And surely we are patient, we'll be patient with him, and our supporters will be patient. We have given him some minutes there, and just to show, because we were a team that was not getting results, and all the guys that we brought, our supporters were eager to see changes, and then I was eager to see change, to bring somebody to, so that he can help us. And we have seen them, and most of them, they are not getting game time where they were. So we cannot expect them to come and fit in and then just push the same way. So we're gonna work nicely with them, but slowly we'll get there. I welcome this FIFA break that is coming. That's for sure that we will use it. It will be good for us.
Zeynep, if you can get some microphones to you, just in the middle.
Thank you. Coach, from the blue microphone there. Yes. Coach, I would like to know about, you mentioned the under 20 earlier on, and one of the players there, a regular starter in the team, ahead of players who are playing in the big league, is Lazaro Marco. What are the plans with him, especially seeing that he's also being followed outside Africa as well? One of the questions I would like to ask you, you've captained both teams, Orlando Pirates and Siwelele, well, maybe the original Bloemfontein Celtic. What does it take for someone like Tsehofa Zonobasa, someone who's also walked almost the same path with you, to be this close to be an all-time goal scorer at Pirates, especially to a man that he also played with in so many others?
Look, it's always nice to have players that records are there to be broken, and I'm happy for him. He's one guy that when the DDC started, I think my boss now, we started together there, and those are the players that we had. Fasuma Baza, Chain, Sipo Chain, Maema, Tapelo Morena, those are the team of Blue and Celtic then. And to see him making the strides like this at Orlando Pirates, one of the big teams there, it's fine. And for me, having captained the two teams, it's always an honor to give back. I think these are the teams that gave me an opportunity, and I'm one of those lucky guys that in my professional league game I've played only for two teams. So yeah, and talking about Azola, he's a good player, and I remember when I arrived in my first training session, it was 2 weeks before the season end, and there were a lot of DDCT players that were in the first team so that the coach can see them. And when you arrive and it's 2 weeks to go, I had to say, okay, the DDC one that is still qualified, let them go there. And he was one of them that went back to DDC, but I can tell you that he's one of the ones that we earmarked. The actually few guys that once the dust settled, they will come back. So yeah, definitely there are plans for Azola. He will play in the team, and unless otherwise, and because most of the good thing that the chairman said when we arrived, he had that these players they are playing, they're going to represent the country, but in the world, international stage. So let's let them go, coach. Makidi Gidi is one of us only players that scored for us, and if we deny them, we won't be doing justice. And we agree, it was difficult, as difficult as it was, but we are supporting them. But when they come back, they will definitely add value. And as always, for sure, he's in the mix. He's in the plans of the team. That's for sure.
All right, let's go to Tsepo. Muted Lulule and Prani. You have the last one.
Hi, Coach. Thank you from Far Coast.
Well, oh,
Yeah.
sure. That thanking that.
Looking at the fact that you've got Nico Mobi injured at the moment, how disappointing was it that you couldn't get the injuries?
I wasn't disappointed. He was not our player, so he tasted him. He trained with us. He traveled with us. He knows our songs. Yeah, that's why I'm jealous. And I heard them, some of them being sang in that other camp. Look, it was very unfortunate. We are looking forward to get him, especially you mentioning Nico Mobi, and we can mention also the young Devele. He got injured against Marisbeck. I mean, not Marisbeck, when he played Marisbeck against Devon City. So the center pairing already, we had a little bit of a problem, and I wasn't disappointed because it was not our player, but we were looking forward to have him. We thought we got him, but yeah, things happened the way they did, and I surprisingly I saw him on the bench the last game they played. So that means he's closed their plans. Let's hope he will get game time. But yeah, we'll have to soldier on. We still have other centre backs that are coming. That Tamakali is there, so we will see. That's one thing that I can tell you is that we'll put a strong team against Orlando Pirates because really playing in this cup it's giving us an extra games if we continue in the cup, and that is what the players that we brought in the team needs because they haven't been playing more. So anything that is a game for us, we are welcoming it because it's helping our recruits very much.
Okay, you already have the mic, Prani. You can go ahead. Lulule, yours will be the last question.
I thank Coach Nitwele for the quality of the news. I just want to ask you, being a well-oiled machine on Saturday, do you have any doubtful starters in your court?
My doubtful
Starters
in my
in your court team?
in the core team. Do we even have
Maybe injuries.
do we even have core team? Our team is changing every week. because we still trying to get those combinations, those relationships, and one thing I can tell is apart from the ones that are injured, everybody's available and we'll put the best team there because at Siwelele I had people saying they are cooking. And a lot of parents you are saying is a well machine. We are seeds, we are watering. So that means the seeds are not even over the soil. So we are not under any pressure. We now I'm just from training now. We're taking the guys, everybody. I made an exercise. I said, "Who wants to play? Let's see. Take the jersey. Those ones who want to play." Can tell you, there was no jersey that was left there. Everyone is. There's no one that is feeling under pressure. These guys, they really want to be part of the team. So I'm not having any headaches. I don't doubt anyone. Whoever that is available, whoever that is fit, will be able to play. And yes, all the players of Siwelele, they are registered, they are on the payroll of Siwelele. They'll have to get opportunities. We're not going to choose games because we have seen that all the teams that we have that are in the Betway, they're all difficult. So if you can see the results that the way they've been coming, you think whoever thought that the team like Obit, by now it will have the points that they have. This is no disrespect to them and City. So it shows that there's no easy game. So all the players that are registered must play. Whenever the opportunity is there, grab your opportunity and play and help the team.
Uh, Thank you, Coach. Lulule, next one.
Coach Lehlohonolo, Coach News from Africa. Coach, how much priority is the club placing on going far in this competition, and would you be able then to balance that with also trying to establish yourselves in the bread and butter, which of course is the league? And also, how much of an impact have the new guys, specifically the Pasas, Zwade, Mashiane, had on your current group in the short space of time that they've been a part of it?
Look, it's obvious. Our priority is where our bread is buttered in the league. But however, we knew that when we signed to win one of the 16 teams, there will be competitions in between. That is why I'm saying to you, come Saturday, people will see a team that is fighting, a team that is competing to go into the second round. However, we know if it doesn't happen, we are not gonna feel bad because we know that it's a cup, but what we need more is the 3 points so that we can put something on the board on the log. And the new players have spoken about them that getting into the next round is helping us because where they are coming from, they were not playing a lot of matches. So there is some contributions, especially the positive ones, and some of them have won things. So in the vibe, I can see the vibe in the dressing room, we're training there, even when you are making partners in the training small-sided games. There's something that they are bringing, and it will help the team. But in terms of play, we haven't seen much. We are just waiting, and we know what they are capable of. So we are patiently waiting, and we are not rushing them. We are going to work with them, will help them, and I can tell you that come the FIFA week, end of FIFA week, you're gonna see a difference. Somebody asked me if I'm a Sangoma. I'm not a Sangoma, but I'm working with these guys. I can see what is happening, the steady progress that is happening. I can tell you that the teams that couldn't beat us in the first before this FIFA break, yeah, they are in for it. We are working very hard. Things are looking very, very positive.
On that